Ma'am, check whether sir is there on meeting.
No, sir. Till now he was there, but now he is not here.
Okay, ma'am, just please check, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So the resource person is about to join. Just be on the line. He was there and suddenly got disconnected. He'll be joining again in a short while. And before that, the feedback, as I told in the morning, it will be there only on the last day after the validatory. The feedback link will be enabled.
Okay, sir.
And attendance from the Cisco WebEx, it will be automatically taken. And those who are attending the session through YouTube Live, they can just text me separately. For WebEx participants, no need to text anything. That will be recorded automatically.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we
Good
have
afternoon,
a
sir.
resource person. Nandini ma'am, please introduce Dr. S.R. Balasundaram, Professor, Department of Computer Applications.
Good afternoon.
Trichy.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. It's a great pleasure in introducing the speaker of this session, Professor S.R. Balasundaram. Dr. S.R. Balasundaram has been working since 1987 at NIT, National Institute of Technology, formerly known as Regional Engineering College, Tiruchirappalli. After completing MCA from PhD College of Technology, Coimbatore, he joined REC Trichy during 1987 as a programmer. He completed ME in Computer Science and Engineering during 1992. Currently, he is working as a professor in Department of Computer Applications. He earned his doctorate in e-learning and assessment from NIT Trichy and has more than 40 papers in reputed journals and proceedings of international conferences. His area of interest are web and mobile technologies, cognitive science and e-learning technologies. He has also authored a book, co-authored 4 book chapters and edited a book. He has handled object-oriented programming, analysis and design, software engineering, internet and Java programming, and web technologies for PG students. He was associated with the computerization of national level admission process for Common MTech Counseling during 2010 to 13 and has a head of CSG during 2012 to 15 who was involved in planning and implementation of Wi-Fi for hostels. He held the position of post of Associate Dean RNC and was involved in the activities related to Teaching and Learning Center and Digital India during 2015 to 17. As Akash coordinator of NITT, he conducted workshops, internship programs, and procured equipment to set up Akash Project Lab. He was a member of Center for Entrepreneurship Development and Incubation and the Aegis of Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, Government of India. He headed the Department of Computer Application during 2017 to 19. With this brief introduction, I would like to welcome Professor S.R. Balasundaram for this workshop. The screen is yours, sir. Please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, yes.
And before you start, sir, she has given a great profile, but missed one point. And we have the Dr. Nandini as one of the doctoral student of Dr. Balasundaram, sir. And he is a great mentor to me. Sir, we are very happy to have you in this FDP, and your expertise is definitely going to benefit the teachers of this FDP. Thank you, sir, for accepting our request. The session is yours. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Chandramouli, Dr. Nandini. So it's actually a great pleasure to meet known people in a different platform. And for that platform to make, we have to thank all the participants who are here with us. So first of all, I thank all the participants, the introductory note given by Dr. Nandini and my friend Dr. Chandramouli. Today, the topic given to me is on AI project life cycle. And in fact, all of you have, I hope, you are already in that process of learning or mastering that subject. So let me see that how I can add a few points over that entire thing. So actually, this is a very broader topic, and confining that to a kind of within a short span of time, or especially for school um children, it is certainly going to be a kind of um, very difficult task. See, by telling that why it is difficult is, if you see the process of teaching learning, the major contribution is done by school teachers, and the type of activities what they do, they whatever they contribute, that only shape or bring them to the next level. So, as a faculty of an engineering college, I can always work with students. After some time, they may come with our levels or something like that, or even we can allow them to do whatever they like. But you are those people who are really shaping them, and that big responsibility has been given to you, and because of that only we are getting very good products. So first of all, thanks to all the school teachers, and teaching these kind of subjects is really a big ordeal. So with this point, let us see what is a project. Kindly um, allow if things are getting repeated. So basically, it is a study of systems that act in a way to any observer as if it has some intelligence. See, the computers
So,
were. Yes.
so the screen is not seen completely. It's like half and half.
Um, you are able to see the screen.
Yeah, now I can see the normal view. If you can do the slideshow,
Now it's okay.
again the half part is chopped. I don't know. It's only for me or for everyone.
No, ma'am, it's for, I think I'm also finding the same issue.
Everyone actually.
It's for us only some part.
Yeah, then sir, I will request you to stop sharing and again do screen sharing for
It's
the
only
whole
for us.
screen.
So I have to stop this, and
Do stop sharing, and while sharing, do entire desktop or entire screen. There will be an option given there while sharing.
your entire screen is there.
Yeah, please do entire screen. Please do entire screen.
Anything is coming.
Um, no, actually, not yet shared. Not yet shared. While sharing the screen, you'll get an option, entire
Uh,
screen or desktop, something like that.
yes, yes. So normally I used to go for application window, and from there, if I say like this,
Yeah, now you select your file, sir.
now it's coming.
We can see your file explorer screen completely. Now you just click on the file on which you have to share it.
Yeah, that's what I have done. Now you are seeing some desktop. A lot of files are there. Is it?
Right,
Right,
sir.
sir.
File
Right, sir.
explorer. We are
Yeah,
able
I
to
am
see the
clicking the
files.
first one. Then I am clicking slideshow from beginning. Is it coming?
No, sir.
Sir, your Explorer only is coming. Sir, if just share the screen or share the PowerPoint alone, but don't put it in the slideshow, sir. Keep it in the normal view itself.
That's also better.
Share. Now is it visible?
No, sir. Your desktop, that Windows Explorer only is visible. Sir, you just share the PowerPoint alone, sir. No need to share the screen.
Yeah, that's what actually normally I will go to application window.
Sir, choose application
Sir,
window
yes, sir,
itself.
it's the same. Yes, sir, the same way you can do, sir. And instead of
Yes.
showing it in screen, you can type the same.
Yes, sir. Instead of sharing your screen, entire screen, choose application window.
Now it's visible.
It is opening, sir.
Now is it visible?
It's loading, sir.
Any screen is coming?
No, sir. Sir, it's keep on loading.
Yes. No screen.
Any slide is visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Hello.
Sir, now it's coming. Now it's visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Let it be like this only, sir.
Okay. But my voice, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir. It is audible.
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm audible.
Yeah, I hope now um, it is both audible as well as visible. Huh?
Perfect, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for the assistance. So we all know that artificial intelligence involves a lot of methods. We started computers for storing data, then for processing. When the concept of processing came into picture, the next step was to slowly bring into intelligent aspects being introduced. So in that direction, we can see that a lot of small things happened in the earlier phases, like 8 puzzle game, tic tac toe. These kind of games have been modeled using computers. That is slowly moving towards real world problems that require complex and heavy reasoning process with knowledge. We need some little bit of history, though here and there it is repeated. It is better to get them. The major vision is to make the computers to be intelligent, as John McCarthy told. It is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. whatever we think of as human intelligence in a process, they can be simulated using computers. This was the major aim of that. To add to this, Alan Turing, he made a kind of work. In 1950, he proposed an operational definition of intelligence in computers with respect to four components. Rather, it should be three components: an interrogator, a person who asks questions, and a machine, that is computer, which is going to answer, a person who will answer the questions. So this is the base for even what we see as Watson machine of IBM. This is the first level input for this latest Alexa or Watson machine, etc. For doing this process, we need so many components, like language has to be understood. Whatever data or knowledge, they should be represented properly. Reasoning, branching out whenever something fails out, how to go or choose the alternates. All these things must happen. Learning by machine should happen. Like we see and interpret, observe, and provide some kind of insights. Same way, system also should do. As we do psychomotor kind of things, machines also should be able to do this. So this is the expectation from those studies, and that's what happening here recently. So what we can see that it is broadly speaking, from academics point of view, as well as research and contributions, it has got a lot of engineering as well as scientific components highly embedded. See, some of these things which normally we do in any limited environment, that is being tried out in AI also. Say, for example, we are all familiar with a rock, paper, scissors game. The same thing, see, there it involves some kind of intelligence. When we normally play, when human beings play, a little bit of intelligence also can be expected. Suppose we are making a machine to play, how to bring them? What are the steps to be followed? See the next diagram. If you take a paper and start drawing some circles and a line and ask some people to predict what is this diagram is going to be, what I am trying for, depending on the connectivities, the objects, the representation, there will be different types of answers, but many answers will converge. This idea has been used in your auto draw facility. So this is a small snapshot of auto draw, and you can see that if you remove one string from that, it may look like a spectacle. If you add something or another line, it may become a kind of bicycle. If you see another representation for a key with a chain. So all these possibilities are being tried out by that machine, that is auto draw software, a software that has totally replaced paint. So the purpose of this software is to, we can draw whatever we like, because we cannot expect everybody to draw in a better way. We can just have a kind of sketches. The system will automatically understand the sketches and provides options for whether you want to draw this or this, and from that we can choose that, and it will provide appropriate diagrams that we need. So that kind of intelligence is being uh, imbibed in these kind of applications. Now if you see, before we go to 360 degree of the applications available for AI, a kind of evolution you can see. It was making computers to play some game. playing a game with computer like chess or something like that. As you know that the great person Kasparov was defeated by a computer. Uh, how? Hello, is it visible?
You are audible and visible.
Okay, fine. How we can involve machines for playing a very complex game such as this kind of cube this thing. How we can use machines for intelligent tracking or some kind of routing mechanisms being applied in Uber or Ola kind of things. Whether computers can be made as a kind of machine, as a kind of a kind of humanoid or robo, which can assist us, and slowly it leads to a world of having more number of robos playing a game. Robos playing a game is the ultimate uh, intelligence, tactics, strategies to be followed, everything programmed. So we can see a very big evolution of these things happening. Following this, in each and every field, the AI is dominating. Whether it is healthcare or a big assembly shop for manufacturing, or whether it is satellites being used for identifying uh, areas of interest or some question, whether we can think of in aviation, before I land, before the flight is getting landed, which path or which gateway has to be chosen, whether it can be programmed or ticket pricing can be thought of as it is done by some of the um, airline authorities, how the ticket pricing can be dynamically fixed based on the passengers demand, etc. So you can see that starting from small way of storing data to computers, now we are in the world of AI dominating everywhere in each and every field. That's what the government also has given as a kind of sustainable goals, under which they have identified some broader areas in which the students can be exposed for kind of knowledge, activities, etc. Now let us go to very important term when we talk about a project. The word project is a very tricky as well as fussy word also. Whether it is from a business perspective or from academic perspective, project is a very big word. But basically, it is a kind of an entity where we have got some activities to be done, something should be initiated, we have to plan, execute, and whatever results we have obtained, we have to declare them. By closing here, we can interpret in any form. We have to say that this project is over with these objectives solved. But now the project is being used casually for everything. Even eating itself has become a project. If you see from individual's point of view, if we plan for today's evening, of course, now during COVID, such things may be delayed. But in general, if you want to go for some night dinner for a hotel with family members, it is a big project. If we don't follow this path, certainly we will be out from the system. So everything is viewed as a project, and in turn, everything has got some percentage or heavier percentage of initiating, planning, executing, and closing. So in this aspect, we have now terming this AI as AI projects. See, whatever we have told, like whether it is for healthcare or aviation or transportation or even for entertainment, when we apply AI, it becomes a project, whether a mega project or it can be a small or mini project. A small deviation for quite some time when computers came into introduction for more than 2 decades, we were all talking about projects in computer science as a kind of information system projects. Whenever the term project is mentioned, it is employee information system, purchase order, financial accounting system, or it is a transportation system. So, like this, we used to term or give the term project for such kind of information systems. So, what are they? You will collect the data, store them. We are more bothered about the querying or reporting aspect of the system. Whenever any query is asked, what are the trains running between this place to this place? What are the stations in between? What is the cost of a particular route? What is the distance? So these kind of queries can be asked for in these systems. And say, for example, if you see Pet Planet, it is for buying, selling pets. People who are interested in buying pets, they used to refer. There are several websites like this portal where you can get the details about a pet without going to the shop. You can get most of the details, and once you are convinced, then you can do the rest of the activities. It is a kind of e-commerce project where a lot of facilities are offered to the client. The customers can get a lot of details before they go to the shop. But now the same project is viewed in a different form. I want to get a pet of this type. Show those things. See, by showing a photograph or giving some kind of specifications, I want to get similar pets, whether it is dog or any kind of pet. I have some photograph or some kind of specifications. These specifications can be given either text based, or we can specify orally, or we can give through images, or we can select. The system is going to match those specifications and give us all such similar products. So now our project started involving intelligence. So now you can see that from IT projects we are moving to IT projects with intelligence, moving to intelligent IT projects. The total scenario is moving towards intelligent projects, where whatever stages mentioned above have to be followed. Now, in a more specific way, when we talk about the um, project phases, these are all the major phases, and these phases are there for other projects also. But we are going to discuss more specifically in terms of AI projects. We should have some scoping, some problem solving has to be thought of. Data relevant to this have to be obtained. Once data is obtained, we cannot directly make use of them, explore them. Finally, we should make the system intelligent enough to solve our queries. This is the additional constraint. Making your system intelligent enough to solve your queries is an additional thing rather than just storing and retrieving. So let us see one by one. Like whenever this topic is covered, I am talking in terms of both class coverage as well as a kind of general one. As a learner, by students, I don't want to mention only ninth standard student, all are students only. 8th standard, ninth, everybody is student. Every day we are learning. So learners will know how they can get started about on AI project. They should be in a position to describe the stages of the AI project. This a famous example given. Assume that there is some wealth present in some place. Now you are working in a department. There is some, it can be a bank or it can be a building, whatever it may be. Some treasure is there to be protected. Now, as part of the administration or security, whatever it may be, we have got a message saying that somebody has come, somebody will come, and there is a possibility of this object being stolen or this being um, in a critical condition. So now, as an AI project manager, how I am going to face this? So this is the thing we have to focus here. So as a security officer, or now I am a kind of AI project manager, I should define a black box which contains all the above stages to predict, rather identify, guess the potential or possible thief or whatever it may be. So what are going to be the major steps in that black box? Though there are many activities in the black box, I am highlighting only few of them. Give more importance for acquisition, exploration, and evaluation. This problem has been defined. Scoping is already given. Um, Here, even now or even other slide also, my big botheration is in our academic environment, as teachers of all levels, we should focus on problem definition, problem scoping. This is more important. Even a learned person or a scholar may not be able to define a problem. So, as a teachers, we should expose the students for defining problems. We cannot expect a highly complete problem to be given in the first level itself. It has to be iterated, refined, brainstorm discussions have to take place. So that's very much important. Whether it is there in the curriculum or not, given a situation, how you interpret, how you think about a problem is very much important. Maybe I am slightly deviating because problems have abstractness. I am not moving this slide, I am just telling. Every problem has got some kind of abstraction that you have to make it clear for solving it. See, in a school, what happened? Maybe you are aware of this. I'll be repeating this. What happened? One snake entered the school. A very big snake entered the school. Almost everybody has seen the snake. Now they don't know what to do with the snake because we are all afraid. By seeing a snake, everybody will be afraid. Now I am telling this, it is not for it is taken for in a casual, it should be taken in a casual sense. The mathematics teacher is worrying about whether the snake has raised its head. If it has raised its head, we have to calculate the angle between the head and the floor. If this is the angle, this is the activity to be done. If this is the angle, like that, he started mathematically thinking the problem. The geography person, he started thinking that I think this snake must have come from the nearby big mountain is there. From there only it must have come, like that. Now the history teacher is worrying about Every second week of month, this snake is coming. I have got big data like that. Now physics person is worried too much. Can any one of you tell what is the momentum or speed in which the snake came in the building, so that I will predict what it will do next? This story goes like this. Of course, you can fill the blanks in any way. This is not for criticizing, but this is what happening every level, that we are trying to apply our knowledge in a particular situation, but solution steps are different. That's why for any kind of situation, the student should be able to, they should be exposed for problem definition. That's very important. So here, when we talk about acquisition, what are the various possibilities in which you can, as a security officer or a person, you can do is, with respect to photographs, we can always do. Now, what kind of photographs? Photographs all the persons in the building, or photographs of unauthorized people? Which data you are going to collect? We have to collect the data, photographs. We are going to check. But the data acquisition process, it has to make sure that no unauthorized person enters the premise. With this objective, your data acquisition process should take place. It is not simply collecting the data. Then when we collect the photographs, certainly even now, you see, in our institutes, for some reason or other, some photographs will be asked. Even for many government related things also, or even for any kind of activities, when we have to fill a form and attach we have to attach the photographs, suddenly the current photograph will not be there. And if we search our file for photographs, we'll be mostly having very old photograph. Sometimes we'll be wondering whether this is me. So how to make sure that these kind of inconsistencies, missing data, duplicates in data, variations in interpretations can be sorted out? A big pre-processing is required for bringing a kind of normalized level. Even human intelligence is required for here. Only if we are able to do that properly, we can expect systems to do better. So how we are going to represent them, as a table or as a kind of graph? So many things. But the objective is to interpret some useful information out of the data you have acquired. Then, very important step, evaluation. Whatever data collected and organized properly, we should place this data into a enabled model, train it in such a way that it will alert the officials, it will give cautions to the officials whenever unauthorized person comes into picture. So in fact, we have to test it. We have to test it by sending a mix of known and unknown faces. That's why even I'm going back to traditional question papers setting also. There should be some questions which are wrong. See, I'm asking 10 multiple choice questions. At least one multiple choice question, I'm talking about multiple choice question now. One question should be basically wrong. That really reflects the intelligence or knowledge of the student. Same way, when we want to test the power of an AI project, we should collect data, test it with all known, unknown, everything, and how it behaves. That's very much important. Coming to problem scoping, we need some kind of mechanisms, tools. We can use them for defining the scope. Finally, it is going to give a framework goal for the project. As defined by Sustainable Development Goals, you can see, I think, around 17 topics have been given by our government. They're all very broad. From student points of view, as teachers, what we can do is either the broader area can be targeted, or in each and every area, we can think of sub areas also. If you take traffic itself, we can divide it into various levels. Whether you are bothering about the pollution, whether you are bothering about the traffic, the number of vehicles, uh, or traffic signal control, what kind of expectations we have under a broader domain. So areas, topics, subtopics, you can boil down. So as teachers, we should be able to form groups with students also to go to the minute granule levels of each of this topic. When it is cyber security, it is a vast area. In that, what we are going to do, where intelligence is required, that's what expected. Say agriculture, pest issues may be there, yield rates may be there. Whether this is the correct time for sowing the seeds. If I do this, what kind of uh, problems may not come, or if some kind of pests, insects are giving some kind of issues, how I can avoid them targeting my plants. With respect to healthcare, how I can think of medicinal aid or mobile medications, how I can come to know what is the next place this disease may come. See, in COVID-19 also, a lot of calls for projects came where they focused on whether people are maintaining social distance, whether people are able to um, follow the things, rules properly. You can apply AI techniques. And global level, already some papers have come on how AI techniques can be thought of in pandemic situation. Entertainment, it's again vast area where intelligence. So apart from the major sustainable goal or whatever it may be, the next step as a teacher, as a facilitator, as well as student, we should be able to divide this into sub segments. That's more important. See, for example, I can say speech recognizer. If you take speech recognizer as a work, so many things will come. Whether you want to ascertain this is the speech given by a particular person, or whether you want to get the emotions of that particular person, or whether you are going to check the phonology or some kind of pronunciation in that, whether grammatically, semantically he has talked something. So speech recognition itself, lot of subtopics where certainly intelligence will become add-on. You can think of for each one of these things further subtopics also. So problem definition scoping is very important thing. So as people say, when a problem is well started, it is half solved. So using some templates like this, what is the theme, what is the topic, what is subtopic, what are the areas to be identified, list of problems identified, whether it is going to be solved by a single person, group, whether one problem is related to another, all these things can be given as kind of student activity with objectives or goals. That's more important. In this context, from industry point of view, they follow something called Canvas. Recently, it has been a new thing also has been introduced called machine learning Canvas. So they follow a kind of um, organized way of doing things, like what is the business goal, what are the challenges, what kind of phenomenon you have to worry about, how you can detect the phenomenon in your entire process, what kind of data is going to be collected, focused, where the gaps are existing, what kind of risks you may face. Okay, I have told you something. What is the proof of concept, and who are the stakeholders? Where it started, who is going to get benefited, all these things under stakeholders with respect to the benefits. So this is a chart, rather called a canvas. Whichever topic they choose, they have to fill this, keep with them, and they have to check whether it is followed or not. A similar kind of thing can also be tailored for our school level or college level, or depending on the topic that we choose. So many times it cannot be done as a single level. We have to invite people, but inviting more people also will become a problem. So our job as teachers, many times it becomes as a kind of facilitator, filtering out. See, allowing students to talk on a particular topic, we don't know what they are talking. At the end, some results have to come. So with some objective, these kind of sessions we can always plan. We can think of what happens is, whether it is a learned person or to be learning, whatever it may be, student or whatever it may be, whenever a problem is given to us, it is almost like telling something about an elephant without seeing an elephant. This happens for most of us in many of the situations. We do a lot of assumptions, and we normally bring the solutions also towards assumptions. So here only by experience we can sort out the abnormalities. So basically, people use 5 Ws. We can say 4 Ws also, but 5 Ws is related to many things, not only projects, not only AA projects, but for every situation. Who are the people associated? What is to be done? From where things come or it will go? Why it is to be done? Also, by adding this when, the system becomes more a timelined one. Many projects fail because not adding this when concept. I may be good in so many things, but the project should properly deliver. The timelines and deliverables are very much important. So when also is to be added in this process. As mentioned, who to analyze people getting affected directly or indirectly, we have to find out the stakeholders, all the people involved. Some unwanted people also may come, but whether they have to be retained, that depends on the problem. Then what is to be solved? Need to look into what we have on hand. We should be clear about the nature of the problem, or we should ask the expertise to give an outline of the problem. Certain things can be obtained from documents, certain things from people. So we have to approach all types of what's. location or context is very much important. Look into the situation where the problem arises, where the locations giving this kind of issues. All these things have to be properly taken care. Why this has to be solved? In fact, this will be a better question to be asked in the first itself. Given a problem, why it has to be solved? Only if it is understood who, what, all these things can come into picture. This can be mentioned or specified for any given problem or topic in this form. It is a situation where um, it can be a kind of solving for what is it? Like we mentioned something on security related. It can be on something like online learning. Who are the people going to benefit? Teachers, learners, and others. What is the problem about? In online learning, I don't know whether, especially, it is reaching the people or not. What is meant by reaching the people? First of all, whether people are attending. See, their names may be there, but really whether they are attending is a very big question mark. I am telling about general online classes. I still remember, I am deviating, I will make it in a very short span of time. I was working in, I was doing project actually. I was doing a project in Madura Courts, Bangalore. I was working under a very tough and a very correct um, boss. I cannot forget him. That's why today I'm calling him in my talk. He used to be very strict, very tough. So one day he told that today is your last day for submitting your report. Don't go anywhere. Actually, it was a time of World Cup season, I am telling. Don't go anywhere. You have to complete it. Now, you will be tempted to go for seeing the place through TV. In the in the company downstairs, there was a TV set. Don't go there like that. He used to tell. So we were very correct. But suddenly some thought came. Just for 10 minutes, what will happen if I go there and see? It's just a temptation. For 10 minutes only. Anyhow, we are in the finishing stage. We'll just go there and so actually, me and my friend went there and to the downstairs. Actually, we were surprised to see not the match, but our boss also was sitting there to see the match. My boss was very intelligent. He told, "Oh, you are asking me without we asked." He applied intelligence. You are just staring at me to ask whether I am seeing. Is it? No, no. I am now going for Mumbai for flight. Still, some time is there. I am on the way. Just I came here and sitting here. Anyway, coming back, my boss was thinking that we were working. We were thinking that boss has gone out, so we can just relax for 10 minutes. So in offline itself, it is like this. Online. So how to validate the presence of people in online learning? Very big. So what is situation? Why you do this? Because by presence or absence, I think the topics are covered. They have understood. So for any topic of your interest, you can think of people getting some subtopics, defining the who's, what's, etc., etc. The next stage is how we are going to worry about the data, its features, organize them For that, you can feed into the machine. Draw system maps like that. Basically, data defines facts or figures for providing next level data or information. So, a good exposure for data related things should be given to students. A number, say for example, number 202 may be just a digit, but 0 to November 2020 it adds some value. But again, by adding some value that it is at all program, a kind of course is going on. So by mixing data, you get different patterns given from the data. Start from the scratch. We should bother about where does this data come from, how it is going to be accumulated. Sorry, it is not accuracy, it is accuracy. How accuracy is defined, whether it is reliable. Last one is very important. Is it the representative of the population from which it was drawn? Telling that I am ranked this, all these things, whether the population is correct, that we have to think of. In this aspect, from where we can collect data. Basically, data collection itself, acquisition itself is a broader study from surveys, testimonials, case studies, interviews, tests, photographs, slides, human being suggestions, diaries. Depending on the context, you can see for example, in an airport, how data is collected. In a healthcare center, how data is collected. In a kind of, what is that? I want to know the interests of the users. How Flipkart or Amazon, they deploy a lot of web scrapers. They deploy a lot of web scraping aggregators. You collect and search for some kind of patterns. Why this person is very much interested for this like that. From that, can I improve my business? See, as you know that I am deviating this. One of the wonderful data collection success story is coming from FedEx versus UPS. As all of you know that UPS is United Postal Service that started its postal services long back, decades back. It was going in a very high peak, but suddenly it felt there was some kind of lacuna or some kind of dropout in its services or customer support. Then they felt that so many new courier services are coming up, and their main target was FedEx. When FedEx improved, again UPS got what is that? Some kind of tactics or some kind of it applied intelligent techniques to make it powerful. It was a kind of uh, a silent battle between UPS and FedEx, and both of them were very strong in collecting data, especially customer related data, service related data, and applying proper mining techniques so that how I can retain my customers, what are the things to be done. So that's what data collection is there not only in the beginning, it can happen at any point of time. You may have to tune the data also. And also, you know that this data is not coming from a single source. Now, from everywhere, data is coming. Everywhere, data is coming. Different devices. If you take care of only a kind of medical domain, you can see that a lot of stores are there, like whether you have to take care of gene sequencing, patient records, or drug related things for your current context, whether one source is enough, multiple sources or to be combined, etc. And when we talk about data, the next thing is how minute level, rather features, what number of features, how the features you have decided that play important role in your success of a project. Say for example, I have got last month 24th to 30th data about um, the climatic condition. Can I predict what will be from 2nd to 9th or even 16th to etc.? That's what weather stations are doing. In turn, you see, as a project for aviations, rather airport management system, they can heavily use this. So what kind of features we are taking in the data? They are important. And you see that we are really getting, even this IPL also, a lot of patterns are emerging out. Maybe I am out of the track, but kindly permit me to tell the known things like how Punjab had to go in a big um kind of wave. It started little, went at a higher place, but down. But you think about Delhi Capitals, it's going in a different direction, continuously losing. SRH, it's going in a different peak. So these kind of uncertainties, even though we have good number of players, excellent people, what are the parameters to decide or predict the success of a team? Not only team members, the pitch, the climatic condition, and the number of parameters are endless. Maybe for solving the current situation, I can include some 10 or 15 parameters. It may give some result, but still we are left out with more number of parameters to be explored. So this data has to be trained. That trained data has to be very perfect with appropriate features included. So we have always issues with respect to data. Like more data may come, we have to filter out. Unknown data is also there. Without knowing the knowledge of that domain knowledge, simply we'll do some process. So in that case, we have to take care of properly organizing this data. Two major issues are there, every application expects reliable as well as authentic data. See, Microsoft Natalla has told that for a particular word he told in the Google through Alexa, he got something else. He was surprised. Maybe that Google got frightened because of Microsoft person is asking. No, that is every data that we make use of for our process is up to certain level only. Still more exploration have to be done. Lot of space is available. And from where it comes, that's also important. Otherwise, very sensitive applications like healthcare or traffic management, they're all highly depending on reliability and authenticity. Of course, every other AI projects also. So repeating, data features play a vital role. You can go on refining them also as a spiral model. Um, One of the best things done is for entertainment. What YouTube is doing, what Netflix is doing, they always keep track of identifying new features. Suddenly some increase in kind of what is that? Comedy movies is increasing. Why? Many people are suggesting or requiring, aspiring for this kind of movies. What is the reason? So features are important. Now in this case, to figure out the features or data and to feed, before we feed them to the system, we should have a clarity of presenting them with respect to the data as well as the process. This is what we call it as a kind of representation, data representation. See, if in our house they tell that go and bring milk and bread means I can remember. But if it is like half kg of this, 1 kg of that, then two of this thing, a dozen of, if it is a big thing, immediately we have to take a list. In fact, list, tree, graph, these three things students must be trained depending on the situation which structure they can use. We should give exercises on for a particular situation how we are going to represent them as a list, as a tree, or as a graph. So in this regard, basically as education technology people, they used to refer something called a concept map. Concept map. From one concept, you are going to relate the other concept with respect to some reason or some requirements. In your own words, you can. So students must be not only for AI project. I am telling for everything, whether it is physics, maths, everything. For doing something, do we have concept map? That's important. A lot of tools are existing for representing this concept map. One such thing which is well followed by industry people or is mind map. One such tool is mind map. Mind map is a tool like that. There are a lot of map drawing tools in the net, free or whatever it may be. In this direction, system map is one such tool which is available in this particular website where we can represent the cause and effect relationships. See, in the earlier diagrams, cause and effect relationships may not be there. I want to purchase some items from supermarket means cause and effect may not be there. But slowly, if you add some process for buying these things, I should go for supermarket, which is there in this direction. For buying this furniture, I should go to this direction. This can be gone by. We can go by my bicycle or by my any vehicle. Whereas for this, I should catch a bus and go. Some process is involved. But when I'm planning for this, it seems that some rain is going to come. When slowly, when you add process and data, your system map gets rich, which focuses on cause and effect relationships, where you have got a lot of symbols plus minus, which one affects the other one or reversely affecting the other one. All these things can be depicted, and we should give a lot of examples as well as case studies to be solved by students for under system map. Not only system map, it should start from concept map. Data exploration. See, this exploration, it is to visualize the data they have. So visualization will have in two places with respect to most of the works, especially in AI project. Before I get involved in that, how the data is available, can I visualize it? After my process, with respect to some objectives, how this data is available now, visualize it. See, that gives a lot of effect. That gives a lot of effects. I have a business and I am seeing the business sales is going ups and downs or it is random. I want to do some kind of intelligent decision making to improve the business. So first of all, you have to visualize. Visualization adds effect for your process. Get insight. Which months your business was good, which months it was bad. What are the supporting parameters you can think of? Like this, if go on adding facts, finally some intelligence technique applied, you can see a better graph being obtained. Changeover after the A project. How now? What is the sales in this month? In this month, etc., etc. I am not telling by applying A you will become a successful or what is that? It is going to be only profit like that. But how to control the or remove the loss? That has to be first identified by the visualization technique. Apply the AI project. Do some changes in the business. Now you see it whether it has been accommodated, whether it has been having it is having effect or not. So this is what we talk about. Um, so in that case, it is a method to comprehend information quickly and communicate to the other set of people. We have to understand the trends, relationships, patterns present in the data. That can be achieved through. I used to tell. Let me just make it a very short thing that it is to identify a person with respect to a crime. It was actually with respect to near Mumbai or Pune. They could not identify the sequence of activities happening place. Here and there it is happening. But how to predict what will be the next place to happen? They found that it is following some kind of graph model, and by solving the graph algorithm, they could predict the next one. Especially, they applied a kind of what is that vertex cover algorithm in graph theory to identify the next location where the uh, thief may come. They identified it. So you have to identify the patterns, the process involved in the system. And actually, if you see that data viz catalog has got plenty of tools for visualization, from starting from students to scholars to business people, etc., etc. And we cannot master everything. Some of the often used things like these charts can be made use of. Can I make it? Is it visible now? Is it visible
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Yes, sir, perfect.
Uh, now, these are all some of the subsets. It is subset of the big lot. This can be tried, but more specifically, at least these things we can make students to get exposed, like XY chart or bar charts or interval histograms. Histograms is very important for so many occasions, pie charts, etc. So focus on different types of data, explore the possibilities with respect to data varieties, use the appropriate techniques. Given the problem statement, which technique they can apply any technique, but they should tell this is the technique I found better. As you know that this is a work of so many people, including John Bobby. He has written a very good article how the entertainment, especially musical industry, can get some kind of benefits. And for your information, uh, the article written by this person really tells it is very difficult to get data. We simply tell data like that. People who have data will not know that they have the data. They don't understand the purpose or what is that importance of the data. And some people who have the data won't give also. Very old data only will be given. And we are trying to solve the problems, and the current situation may be different. So John Bobby has very well written on though we could not solve the problem for the current trend, our solution is near approximate. It is better. We cannot think of accurate solution. For that, they had to take 22,000 songs of earlier years. They had to define various features, first with the 10 features, then 15 features. Still, by adding more features, they think that they can get some more insights about the sales. Especially during December to January, they found that there is a big or huge increase in sales. Whenever vacations come, some kind of sales, they have identified various patterns. Now, as a student, our job as a teacher or the students themselves have to find small segments of this problem. Say, for example, some videos are there or some audio segments are there running for this much duration. Which one is liked by how many people? Collect them, collect the data. See, of course, a lot of data sets are available. Kaggle data set is there, then so many other university data sets are there. One interesting thing will be students themselves can create the data set. See, now only in the national level, we are having the what is that? Uh, move towards creating our own data sets. As individual islands at different universities, institutes, people are having excellent data sets, but they are not, we are unable to mix them. So it is high time students, whether it is school students or college, we should focus on creating our own data sets, our own experiences, how I view a product, how I view a situation, etc. etc. So this can be like songs lasting between a particular duration, it remains top. For drawing this graph, what is the data? In fact, one good exercise will be giving a chart, what will be the relevant data for this? That also can be asked. When the other things are happening, like from data to charts, charts to. And the last link is again another interesting paper by this person and another group where a lot of things are tried. And is the major part of this, as well as it is going to be in other parts also. We have defined the scope, we have got the data, we have explored it, we have analyzed some patterns from the data by visualization. We have also known the process by connecting dots. Now we are ready to make the system intelligent. How to make the system intelligent? Either rule based by telling do this, do this, do this, or it itself understands. So in this case, the objective of this thing is that basically what is meant by rule based system, what is meant by self learning. So these two things have to be understood by giving different examples. So we can see that we have gone a big way from traditional applications where some input data is given and output is obtained. From that, we have gone to the next level. Answers are given with data. Machine learning takes care of them to define the rules. And again, these rules can be applied for next level. So this is going to be a kind of a bigger, rather closer attempt to imitate human intelligence. Almost we are reaching the human intelligence through rule based or a kind of if we have a pattern like we create the algorithm by specifying all the rules, we pass data through these rules, then we get the answers based on the rules. This is traditional, which is used in chess or whatever it may be, game playing, all those things. But now we are moving from we give data to an algorithm. Either we also give it the answers or it learns the answers. There lies the speciality. We also give the answers or we allow the system to understand the answers. Algorithm learns the rules, map the answers to the data. The new data is obtained, they become rules, and finally we mimic or imitate we simulate a system that looks like a human being. In this context, before we talk about AI, suddenly so many overlapping things have come into picture like AI, ML, DL, all those things. But at a broader level, the scope of AI was stopped with respect to if then rules, decision trees, then extended to ML, DL. So you can say that DL is subset of ML. Rather, entire AI is covering ML, within it DL. Where ML is more towards statistical techniques like correlation or regression, DL is more towards our neural network. A lot of plus or minus can be thought of. When we talk about ML, mostly it is needed for small data to big data. Deep learning, it is only big data. When it comes to deep learning, when we have a scope of very big data, deep learning is more suitable. Of course, each one has got its own plus or minus. This is what we told. The AI can get intelligence through learning or through rules. It can be either this form or this form. When I have limited data, I can label each one of them and make the machine to know that label, and whenever any product is given, matches with that and tell the answer. Your labeling mechanism gives a support for the intelligence required for the machine. When it is huge or random, labeling mechanism cannot work out. So in that case, your either supervised or unsupervised learning can take place for bringing out the answers or required results. What is supervised learning? It is a data that is labeled in organized fashion. It is almost like you were labeling what you thought earlier. Output and the accuracy of the supervised learning are easy to measure, making supervised learning the most common method of machine learning today, which is applied heavily in most of the situations. Say, for example, I was surprised to see this paper because that person is trying to. I have not read the paper completely, but he is trying to use quantum machine learning. Uh, in that context, how the email classification, which is a traditional one, can be done through quantum process also. But basically, email classification is like you have mails based on the words that we contain, that it contains. Uh, that algorithm segregates whether this is acceptable or spam or partially to be kept in a bin or something like that. Uncertainties, etc. So email classifier is one traditional thing that we can think of. In this context, another simple thing is your, of course, unsupervised learning, uh, not labeled in organized fashion. When we have more data, It is used to identify underlying patterns or hidden. It will start learning one by one and draw the conclusions. Decision tree is most apt for students who can draw the decision trees for a given situation. Given some set of data like this, whether a person can go for shopping, whether rains will come, and if it is raining, that person will not go. These kind of decisions can be done with respect to decision trees, and a lot of examples can be given for the students to solve, identifying whether a particular uh, living being is water based or land based or both, whether it is a land based vehicle or something like that. So decision tree based exercises can be given more for students. I'm going to stop with this. This is the last slide. So with respect to the um, basic objective of this FDP, my humble suggestion, which most of you may be following, not only for AI project life cycle to be understood, for a learner, all these things are highly required. We should make the students to observe, because observation is the ultimate thing. Rather, observation is the best thing. Documentation is the worst thing. That is different thing. That it starts with observation. We should make students to observe, and they should be able to represent the observation. Other than textbooks, they should get knowledge. If it is a subject like AI, what is happening with respect to AI, what happened earlier, all those things he must be familiar with. And very important thing, every student should be trained for given a situation how I am going to write a sentence. This you always know that a person wanted to communicate to his father. A boy went to hostel for the first time. He is writing a letter to his father. I am telling that boy is a PG student. He is writing a letter to his father. Father, I am well. I hope you are also in the same well. So these kind of sentences are common. So how a person is able to communicate, represent the things grammatically proper, semantically proper, all these things have to be trained. Get involved in problem definitions, because as you know that group discussions that come in for placement should be started from base level itself, and I am sure that schools are the best places for doing these kind of things. They should be prepared for concept map, mind map, system map, statistical techniques, why a technique is used, how correlation, okay, I have learned about correlation or whatever it may be, what are the applications for every problem or any kind of this thing. Still many of us don't know why um, Gauss Seidel method has been introduced, why quadratic equation has been introduced. So these are all some humble suggestions, not only for students, but when I drafted it, I also found that some of them are yet to be checked. It is needed. We should get involved. So with this, I stop. Anything we can discuss.
If there are any queries from the participants, you are now free to ask.
Sir, can you suggest me some good websites or book for AI learning? Because I am a computer science teacher and I want to go deep into the this AI. So I need some good resources or books so that I can learn more thing about it.
Yeah, fine. So actually, what I feel is before we go to the current level of AI, the basic AI has to be properly taken care. So according to me, Elaine Rich, as well as another book by Nelson, these two are the uh, best books for a beginner. But as you know that AI has got a strong relation to mathematics. In fact, for quite some time, mathematics was dominating in AI. Recently, statistics is carrying over that. So, first you start with Elaine Rich to get the concepts. What is AI? Where it is used, like planning, then game playing, reasoning. How graph theories can be used for searching. See, when an opponent is moving a search in a move in chess, what should be the next move? So, as a human being, I can store only limited um, past history data, but computer can store more data, and based on that, some kind of heuristics or some kind of calculations can be thought of to decide the not the best, not the move. A better move also can be thought of. Best move can be thought of. So, in that case, kindly go through. They are very old books only. Then you can go for. I feel data mining related techniques for knowing about clustering, classification. I am telling only basic books available by Camber. Data mining techniques you should be able to.
Thank you, sir.
Any further queries from anyone?
Yes, sir. I have a query.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we are talking about rule-based approach, will the machine think?
No, actually, that is. I appreciate the question. Um, we are making the statement like computers are thinking.
Yes.
It is because of the results that we get. We are getting that such kind of illusion that computers are thinking. How that illusion is got because of the results. How the results are obtained because of the rules that we have framed.
Okay.
The rules can be simple if then rules also.
Okay.
See, the basic intelligence starts from if then else.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Fine.
If there are no further queries, let us thank Dr. S.R. Balasundaram, Professor, Department of Computer Applications, NIT Trichy, for giving an informative and valuable session. I hope that all the participants have gained some knowledge about the project life cycle. With this, I thank you, sir, once again for your time and patience teaching for almost 1.5 hours. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I have to thank Dr. Chandramouli for giving me an opportunity. Um, I thank all the organizers and last but not the least, the participants. I could not give I had to delay for some time because of that PPT sharing. So kindly bear with that. I wish all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one announcement to the participants. Tomorrow the session starts at 10 o'clock. So I request all the participants to join the meeting by 9:30. So I repeat, the session starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So the participants are requested to join by 9:30 in the morning. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Pardon?
Sending
Pardon, ma'am?
finishing time of the meeting, sir. Sir, finishing time.
Ending time 9 to 5. Finishing time 9 to 5. 10, ma'am, 10 o'clock it starts and it will end by 5 o'clock, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.